Yeah, and what I'm hearing you say is that because you're sort of broadly educated, broadly informed, you're able to see where the cutting edge is. You're able to see sort of where here's the limits of what we know, and here's what we might do to sort of push that.
Yeah, I love the edge.
I imagine that you deal with skeptics often, and it's interesting to hear you say that you are a skeptical person. So it seems like a skeptical person is a great person to sort of address the the doubts of skeptics. How do you what type of skepticism do you most encounter when you're sort of talking to people about your work for the first time?
Well, it's really interesting, Derek. I don't think I've encountered skepticism for a long time now,
Hmm.
quite frankly. Um, I think that I've gotten so good at this point of making it so down to earth and so real. And because in the beginning it was really mortifying. And I was telling people that I was using tuning forks for healing in their energy field, and they'd be like, okay, like it was embarrassing, and people were unkind and skeptical and rude even, which made me really determined to figure it out because I knew that whatever was happening, it was producing the kinds of outcomes that people are looking for. It was getting people out of pain, out of depression, out of anxiety, stopping them from feeling stuck, improving their digestion. I didn't even know what I was doing, and I was healing people with sound. And I knew that there's a lot of suffering in the world. There's a lot of people looking for solutions. There's a lot of promises out there that don't, deliver necessarily. And that this, in this very non-invasive, very elegant way, was helping people. And so I felt kind of like a moral obligation to bring it out into the world. But it was embarrassing, it really was. I'm like, really? I was like, Source kind of made it clear to me that that was my job. And my job was to explore and understand the biofield and therapeutic sound, get degrees, and to be involved in moving the whole science of the biofield forward. And and I was like, tuning forks? Like, you want me to go out and talk about tuning forks? Like, really? Somebody said to me once, of all the woo-woo stuff that's out there, what you do comes across as the most woo-woo. And I was mortified. I was like, I'm the most logical, grounded, like left brain woman I know. I am not a purple wearing, crystal packing, new age person. And I really resent being seen that way and classified that way. So I worked very, very hard to educate myself to understand the science, to really get what was going on and to be able to describe to people in ways that they resonate with and that they understand. Basically, what most people, just about everybody, says when they encounter my work is really simple. They say, this makes sense. Just does. It just makes sense. And it makes sense in so much, so many levels. And I think as time has evolved, the climate of 2021 is really different than the climate of 1996.
Mm, sure.
Very, very different mindset now. 96 people were like, sound healing? I've never heard of that. Now pretty much everybody's heard of, bowl baths and things like that. Like, people have heard of sound healing now. But in 96, nobody really had. So, so just the collective is more primed for this kind of information.
Hmm. Hmm.
But there's other things I talk about, like music. Almost everybody I know has a musical playlist and selectively uses music to suit or shift their mood. And we all know that sound has the power to move us emotionally. And we're all
Yeah.
healers in our own right, you know?